Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. We are back again with another video. First things first, Manchester City sit top of the Premier League table after beating Burnley 1-0 at Turf Moor. Unfortunately, at this point in time, Burnley has officially been relegated to the Championship. They are now the second team that are relegated to the Championship. One more team left, one more spot left, which is the 18th place team, which is currently Tottenham. But we will speak about that more in the video. Massive and a fantastic win um, for Manchester City. This was really a big game for Manchester City. They really had to, go in and make the most of this game and beat Burnley. This was that game that they had in hand, that they had to, get that 3 points done in order to put that pressure on Arsenal. But as it is, Manchester City is at top of the Premier League table. And I mean, they should have really put this game to bed with the amount of opportunities that they had. But it's the 3 points that matters, right? It's been really a taxing week for Manchester City after the game that they played over the weekend against Arsenal, beating Arsenal 2-1. And I think that that was the point where the title shifted hands. The title is now in Manchester City's hands, and it is theirs to lose at this point. And I don't know. It might have looked like there was a little bit of fatigue coming off that game. The players only had 2 or 3 days rest after that game, but nevertheless, they managed to get the job done, beating Burnley 1-0 in the end. Really a nervy finish. Um, Burnley had a couple of late chances there that they could have, converted and even drawn the game. And that could have been the end of Manchester City's title, right? But it's definitely a big relief for Manchester City tonight. They got the job done. At the same time, it's a massive opportunity because of that goal difference. They could have really, really, take advantage of Burnley at this point in time. They could have, stretched that goal difference. Right now, Manchester City and Arsenal sit neck and neck with 33 games played. The amount of points is tied and amount of goal difference. The only reason why Manchester City is at top of the Premier League is because they've scored more goals than Arsenal. They've scored 29 goals more, and Arsenal scored 26 goals. But that just goes to shows the honesty of the Premier League. It's really, anyone's game. Anybody can beat anyone. You heard me say it countless times in my previous videos. But again, for the last time, it's the mess of 3 points that matters the most for Manchester City. So, like I said, really, Manchester City dominated the game. They had majority of the possession, created the more chances, and created the more clear-cut chances in the end. It's just that the front three weren't firing on all cylinders, where they could have converted. Doku had a couple of chances. Erling Haaland had a couple of chances, as well as Bernardo Silva. Ryan Cherky had a couple of chances. Even Nico O'Reilly had a couple of chances. And I mean, for the most part, the midfield and the forward, including the defense, if I can say that, was really solid. I think that the midfield really controlled the game for Manchester City. The amount of work that Bernardo Silva put in that midfield, as well as Nico O'Reilly, they really, compacted that midfield, creating those chances here and there. But then again, really important win for Manchester City. And is this the point where Manchester City go on and win the Premier League? Of course, Manchester City won't be playing this weekend because it's a FA Cup fixture for them. They've got another game in hand, which is Crystal Palace. That could also be a tricky game for Manchester City. Arsenal traveled to Newcastle to play Newcastle over the weekend. I mean, anything can happen in that game. If Arsenal drop points, that could really, dampen their hopes of winning the Premier League this season. But advantage to Manchester City at this point in time. And it's really going to be interesting to see how things pan out for Manchester City and Arsenal. In my opinion, I still think that Manchester City will get the job done. And here we go until the end of the season. 5 games to go, 5 games left to play. If you would have asked me, I think that Manchester City has the tougher fixtures. They still have to play Brentford, and they still have to play Aston Villa. They still have to play Crystal Palace. So it's really going to be tricky for Manchester City. But again, I have full confidence in the manager Pep Guardiola as well as the team. I think that the team is really dialed in now, and they can go on and definitely get the job done. Who would have thought them being in this position at this moment, with Arsenal being top of the league for over 200 days? We've seen this scenario happen before 2 seasons ago, where Arsenal were on top of the league for the majority of the time, and towards the end of the season, Manchester City took advantage and overtook Arsenal. But again, this is the moment where this team comes alive. This is the moment where they get the job done at the business end. And I'm really proud of the boys. I think that they've done a fantastic job. They know what is at stake right now, and any slip up could hand it over to Arsenal. So again, I'm going to say this, that it was a fantastic win for Manchester City. Moving right along, guys, some interesting news. First things first, unfortunately, Leicester in the championship got relegated to the lower league. And I mean, this is the first time that it's happened for a couple of years for Leicester City. Unfortunate event for them. Things are really going bad for Leicester City at this point in time. I, of course, didn't watch the championship, so I do not know too much. But nevertheless, this is some of the big news that has came out of English football. And then more big news, guys. Liam Rosinha, Chelsea's head coach, has been sacked by Chelsea. Even though he signed a long-term contract until 2032, Chelsea and the club has decided to part ways with Liam Rosinha with after 3 months, and Liam Rosinha being in charge for over 106 days, or 106 days to be exact. There's a club statement that go out. I'll quickly read it for you, and I quote. It says that on behalf of everyone at Chelsea, we would like to place on record our gratitude to Liam and his staff for all their efforts during their time with the club. Liam has always conducted himself with the highest integrity and professionalism following the appointment midway through the season. This has not been a decision the club has taken lightly. I'm not too sure about that. I think that it was a clear cut decision for them. I think that Chelsea's form hasn't been, the best. They've lost now, what, 5 games on the trot now, and at the wrong time in the season. If this would have probably happened in the beginning of the season, I think that they would have probably give him a little bit more time with this team, because I mean, they gave him a long-term contract. And just on a side note, guys, what does that mean for his contract when he signed such a long-term contract? I think it was 24 million a year. Does it mean that after 3 months they have to pay out his contract? I'm not too sure about that. That's going to be an interesting one. Or were there some clause in his contract stipulating, or with regards to him being sacked or contract terminated? But let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Let's continue reading, guys. However, recent results and performance have fallen below the necessary standards, with still so much more to play for the season. I don't really think so. The season is towards the end of the the end. I think the only thing that they were looking for was European competition. But nevertheless, furthermore to the club statement, I quote: "Everyone at Chelsea wishes Liam a very successful future, or success in the future. In the interim, guys, they've appointed Callum McFarlane, who will take charge of the team as the interim head coach until the end of the season, with support from the club's existing backroom staff, as we strive to achieve European qualification, of course, and progress in the FA Cup. As the club works to bring stability to the head coach position, we will undertake a process of self reflection to make the right long term appointment." It definitely looks like the club has the, I don't want to say the right mindset after they just sacked Liam Rosinha after giving him such a long contract. I think that stability is what the club is looking for. And I mean, stability will come with challenges like this. I think the only unfortunate part for Liam Rosinha is that it was towards the end of the season. He didn't have much time, and European competition is the priority for Chelsea, and also the FA Cup. But what does it mean also for the FA Cup for Chelsea? at this point in time. Could it cause, a little bit of upset? Um, but I guess we are yet to see. And yeah, those was the news for this week, the big news that came out for this week. And again, even more bigger news as me being a Manchester City fan, Manchester City go top of the table as I expected my club to perform and to do. They beat Burnley 1-0 in the end at Turf Moor. They traveled to the Wembley Stadium to play the semi-finals, and I'm definitely going to watch that game. Let me know in the comment section what do you think of tonight's performance by Manchester City. Let me know in the comment section as well. Do you think that they will go on and win the Premier League? Um, Also, we are on the road to 500 subscribers. Just about 6 subscribers away from 500. Thank you so much to all my supporters and to everyone that subscribed to the channel thus far. Keep watching the videos. Please turn on your notification bells so that you get notifications whenever I upload. Hit the thumbs up so that it puts the video into the algorithm. We all know how this goes, right? But thank you so much again for your support. I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace out.